weeks comes down to this, Lizzie.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks of work. And we're going to see it here. And let's follow this one as much as we can. Big, big game. And it will end now. Whatever happens, it's all over in 10 minutes from now. Whatever happens...
This game is
10 minutes.
£4,000 worth.
£4,000 match, and here we go.
And pride and dignity.
And everything. So much at stake here.
They made it 5-4 against.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh, it's 5 against 4, by the way. Okay, Maxime repeating the same line he had before, and he's going for this same variation. I can't believe it's a Berlin. Well, I don't blame Nakamura. He only needs to draw this one. But Maxime needs to win, and he's gone for this, what is meant to be quite a drawish reputation here, this opening. But he has a minute extra. He's got to use that time wisely. He's got to put Nakamura under some pressure earlier on. And, okay, we're seeing this symmetrical pawn structure. They're fighting this out a lot. That's because they have so much respect for each other. And, okay, can Maxime win?
I think they know this line already up to this moment. For sure, they've seen it before.
They've seen it before, yeah. They're playing very quickly. You could say that it's very symmetrical, and he likes this move g3. I mean, the one way that Maxime will win this is by winning the d5 pawn. His knight on e3 is excellently placed. This gives him these chances, this slight advantage, because you can pressurize d5. But it's really not much. I'd imagine Hikaru must be quite happy with this way this opening's gone. I mean, this is such a big game going on here, but okay, can White really claim an edge here? Can he really claim an edge? Maybe not even. So the moves are coming quick and fast. Let's just see if we can update the moves. You can see them on the screen there, and now the increment's 2 seconds a move. Is that right? I think it's 2 seconds a move.
I think it's 2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds, and we're just going to try to get the moves through.
Hikaru already caught up by 40 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's quite funny when the computer can't keep up with the moves, so it's trying its best. So knight c7 played, and where's that knight going to? Well, he'd love to get that knight to d6 again.
But the d5 pawn was actually hanging.
Yeah, so he has to go a little bit passive. Rook e2, simply trying to add some pressure. And it is actually a little bit better for White. Clearly a little bit better for White here because of the pressure against d5, but nothing more than a little bit. I really thought, I have to say, that MVL was going to take that last game. It was so close, especially with the body language we saw there. And at least he's played h4. Yeah. If in doubt, push h-pawn.
Just imagine that Harry the h-pawn finally
does the job.
Result of the entire tournament.
Oh, no. We're going to rely on Harry. I bet you Harry will become a queen.
I bet that Harry the h-pawn is a key piece.
Yeah, well, it might be. Let's hope so.
In this overall tournament.
It has been. We've been shoving Harry up the board quite regularly. And now, the same manoeuvre we saw before, the knight's coming now to f4, but there's not much in this. But the thing is, whatever happens, you can't agree a draw in this. You have to play on.
Actually, White has a comfortable position, I would say.
Yeah,
after knight f4, there's pressure on e6, g6, h5.
Yeah, nice manoeuvre, that one. Very nice. And look at these rooks. If you get your rook to e7, well, that's quite massive here. So there's still that time advantage as well, as about a minute.
Maybe actually Maxime was just pretending all the time like to be super slow, and suddenly he's turning out to be super fast and strong.
He can be very fast when he wants to be, certainly. And rook e7, a big threat actually. That rook gets in with knight to f4 coming. White's piece is certainly better placed. So some pressure against Hikaru, and you can see him now stepping up a gear. And he loves throwing that pawn. He'd be a very good juggler. Look at the way he treats that pawn. You know.
But he's not the only one in the tournament who did that all the time.
No.
I've seen a couple of players with this magic pawn.
Yeah, it's kind of like a slightly nervous twitch, but Maxime just a picture of determination there. Okay, rook to e8 played, and he's just trying to swap things off and get to a drawn position. If he can get every piece off and get a draw, he'd be a happy chappy. So he's going for it, and now, okay, he's got knight takes. So in this position, and that knight now is trying to get to e4. He wants to get the knight to e4. If he can get that there, it's okay. But Maxime gets his pressure in first, knight to e3, pressurizing d5. Now, how does black stop this? Well, bishop e4 looks natural, but now we get the exchange of pawn structure, which increases White's winning chances. No more symmetrical pawn structure. He's gone d5, so he's relying on the d pawn to do the job. And I would say slightly better for white. Only slightly, but it's still an edge. Time situation, well, Nakamura at 1 minute 30 left against 3 minutes. So they're so closely contested, these two players. And look at that, he's got his queen in. The queen has infiltrated. Black trying to swap the queens off here, and now queen f4, keeping those guys on the board.
There might be some ideas with king g2 and g4 at some point.
If you get a chance. Queen f6, I think, is Hikaru's next idea. If he can get the queens off, he has no worries whatsoever. I have to say, I think this is looking like it's now going Hikaru's way. Maybe white didn't have an advantage at all. Very simple plan. Get the queens off. You have a knight blockading the d pawn. Beautiful piece. You have the open c file. So in actual fact, I mean,
Black is okay.
Black is massive favourite here. Massive favourite. I think Maxime needs to find a way to keep the queens on, but you can't. Knight on d6 is a fantastic piece. So I think Hikaru realises this now. If he doesn't make a mistake, he should take the title, and so does Maxime. Time situation, they're both, well, under 2 minutes.
Can I try like rook d1 if queen f6 I take, and oh well, you have king e5 also coming.
Yeah, so you're thinking rook d1, and if the queens come off, you have a knight c4 trying to push through the pawn, I guess.
No, I thought like rook d4, but then there's simply king e5.
Well, okay, well g4 had to be tried. He has to keep the queens on the board, queen f6 and queen g3. I mean, I think it's a little bit more desperate than anything else, but if you've got to win, you've got to try something, and that's Maxime finding his only possibility in the position. And Hikaru, okay, that's a great try from Maxime.
It's the only one, actually.
It's the only try, and it's a great try, yeah. Hikaru now going under 1 minute. He's into his, well, it should be his comfort zone, really. The 1 minute expert. Pawn takes g4, and actually knight takes g4. You force that queen back. Any free result still possible. He's gone for it. Knight takes g4. The queen, it's gone in. That's a surprise. He's gone into c3. That must be the move.
Some like tricks with knight f5.
Knight f5. Right. That's a great move. If the queen had to go passive, then MVL would have taken charge. But queen c3 is a great
and after rook e3,
move.
There's queen a1 followed by knight f5, and that finishes the story.
That's it. That's a great move from Nakamura. Any other move would be trouble. So accurate they're playing. So accurate, Lizzie.
And it seems like that now it's very hard to prevent any queen exchange.
Well, if the queens come off, I think it's game over, to be honest. I mean, you're not going to win if the queens come off with white. Not when you haven't got control of an open file and there's a knight on d6. Hikaru a little step closer to becoming, winning this for the second year in a row. Well, is there any chances here? Great move, queen c3. And as Lizzie pointed out, if you try to keep the queens on, there's a check. Okay, he's given up the exchange. He's turned the turbo button has been pressed. So he's gone queen takes d6, queen takes e1, and he's gone turbo style, king here, and he's gone the knight into e5. This should not be working. Okay, queen c7, he's won. Well done, Hikaru.